Aries. Let's see what's going on. I don't know what cards I'm going to use. I don't know what I'm going to do. Let's just see what happens. So Aries, before we even go into the tarot, you guys may be concerned with being transparent. This month, maybe you're trying to see something clearly, or you're putting things in perspective. So you could be clearing up a lot of things, settling whatever you need to settle. Maybe that's clearing communication. Now that Mercury is direct, so maybe things are going a little bit more smoother for you guys with Mercury direct in Scorpio. And Scorpio is going to be you guys' 8th house for all my Aries risings. And suns and moons, you can take something from that as well. So the planets are all, between Sagittarius, Scorpio, Capricorn. You still got Neptune and Pisces, and you still have Uranus and Taurus. Uranus is retrograde in Taurus. And Pluto and Saturn are now conjunct in Capricorn. So Pluto's at about 21 degrees and Saturn's around 17 degrees. So, this is something to keep in mind for you Aries. And Capricorn is going to be your fourth, not your fourth, one second. It's just your 10th. Let me see. Yeah, so Capricorn is going to be you guys' 10th house. So you may be going through a lot of changes in your career. You could even be making more money and getting more stable in your career. And even if you lose a job or anything like that, or you're going through changes like that, it's for the better. It's to take you to something that's more stable. So you could be feeling that in your career sector. And like I said, we have Uranus in Taurus, which would be you guys' 2nd house. So you could be also going through changes with money. So that makes a lot of sense. Whatever you may be going through in the 10th house, could definitely be affecting you in the 2nd house and vice versa. So just keep that in mind. And then we had something in. Do we have anything? Yeah, the moon's in Libra. So the day that I'm doing this video, which is Friday the 22nd, the moon is in Libra, which is your partnership house. So you guys may be trying to keep things fair and balanced and having more interaction, maybe quality time, or working out things in your partnership. And we have Venus in Sag. We also have Jupiter in Sag. Jupiter's in the last degrees of Sagittarius, though. It's around 27 degrees, and Venus is at 26. So they're actually in a conjunction, in a pretty tight conjunction. So maybe a lot of enthusiasm towards your love life, maybe some love towards maybe your love life. And this is for everybody, not just Aries. This is just the overall astrology. So if there's some cross watchers watching, or some other signs that aren't Aries, that would apply to you guys as well. Just when it comes to the houses, those are the different areas that may be affecting Aries rising specifically in. So with Jupiter and Venus in Sagittarius, which for you guys would be your 9th house. You may really be involved in learning things more, understanding things more, wanting to go deeper into things, even education. There could be some Aries either getting an education, maybe you guys are teachers or something like that, going back to school for education, and you could be traveling as well, Aries, or very busy and kind of have a lot of things going on. So that could be the case. And also in Scorpio, Mercury is now direct in Scorpio at 11 degrees. And Mars is also in Scorpio, but Mars is in at 2 degrees. So that's why I was saying maybe some of the communication and things of that nature have gotten a little better, or it's easing up, where you're having some meaningful conversations, business transactions, business and relationship things going on that you're trying to work out, and you're trying to figure out, possibly trying to clear up, trying to get some clarity and get to a more stable place in those areas in your life. So Scorpio for you guys, again, did we talk about that Scorpio house already? Scorpio for you guys is going to be the 8th house. You know what I'm saying? So with Mercury direct there and with Mars there, that money, what you're owed, settling things, settling debts, you guys may be just trying to wrap those kind of things up before the end of the year. So being adamant about taking care of whatever bills, taking care of whatever's going on. So that's just the general astrology with where the planets are for you right now, Aries. And we did talk about a little bit about some of the conjunctions and some of the aspects. So we talked about that Venus is going to conjunct Jupiter. That's going to be on the 24th. So and that's in Sagittarius. So like I said, some really good opportunities that may come, or visitors or money opportunities that may come from something you didn't expect, something that may not necessarily be close to you, something far away, maybe distant relatives, in-laws, things of that nature. So that's going to be Venus and Jupiter on the 24th. There's going to be a new moon on the 26th, which will be really, really nice. That new moon, and that's going to be one second. Oh, I forgot to say, before I even get to the new moon, I forgot to say happy birthday to the Sagittariuses. Happy birthday. I believe the sun is at 29 degrees of Scorpio. So it'll be Sagittarius season really, really soon. So I just want to say a happy birthday in advance to all of the Sagittariuses. Whoop, whoop. So, yeah. Let me see. 1 second. 1 second, guys. Let me look this up really quick. One second, guys. Yeah, and that's what I was thinking. That's what I thought. That new moon, which is on the 26th, which is Tuesday. So today's Friday. This is Tuesday coming up. That new moon is in Sagittarius. So again, for Aries specifically, that's the 9th house. And for other folks, that's going to be your 9th house. So whatever area that falls in for your chart. And like I said, and it could be good stuff going on with mothers as well. Maybe new mothers in your life, Aries, that kind of thing. Because 9th house can be looked at as the house of the moon. So things, go on there, or not house of the moon, but where the moon does well. So maybe some things going on with the women in your life, mothers, that kind of thing. It's going to be new things happening in that area. And for everybody else, that's just in Sagittarius. So you may find yourself very outgoing, emotionally passionate, things of that nature at that time. And then let's see what else is going to go on. We already had that transit of Mercury across the sun. We missed that. I don't think I did a video on that. Let's see. On December 12th. So I don't know if I'm going to title this video November or December, because we're really close to December. Today is the 22nd. So we'll just talk about some of the December transits as well. Second. It's going to be a full moon on December 12th. Full moon in Gemini. And let me just check the degrees. One second. One second, guys. I hope you Aries have been doing good. I don't know what's going on with you guys, so I hope you are doing good. But yeah, that moon's going to be on December the 12th in Gemini. So for Aries, that's your third house. Maybe you get some communication, maybe some things come to light, or maybe you get final responses from all of these things I'm talking about. You want to clear up, you want to settle, whether that's in business or that's in partnerships. It could work out that way as well. So something comes to fruition, something comes full circle, and it's time for you to move on to that next cycle. And let's see what we have. Winter starts on December 22nd to December 22nd. This is a solstice. It's a good thing to keep in mind. And then at the end of December, of course, we have the new moon. So that is going to be happening, and it's going to be that solar eclipse. I believe that new moon is going to be in Capricorn, and it's going to be that last Capricorn solar eclipse, which I will be so happy to get through. Let me just double check that 1 second. December 2019. Let's see. Solar eclipse is going to be on the 22nd, so that's going to be the day after Christmas. So this is a very interesting, auspicious time, especially the day after the holiday. Now, I don't per se, and yes, that's going to be in Capricorn because the sun will be in Capricorn on December the 26th. So as I was saying, we've been going through this cycle of 1 second, looking at that. Yeah, we've been going through this cycle of Capricorn and Cancer eclipses over this year. So in July there was a solar eclipse in Cancer, and in January there was a lunar eclipse in Capricorn. And I believe this is the last one to close out that cycle. So that cycle on the axis of the fourth and the 10th house, so family and career, which is really funny because it ties in Aries, especially for you, especially because your zodiac, you're the first house and Pisces is your 12th house. So you go around, your houses for Aries risings are lined up exactly how the zodiac goes. So, that Cancer is going to be on your 4th house and Capricorn up on your 10th. So, a lot of things going on in those areas of family, partnerships, and career, and going through these career changes and things of that nature. So, that's very, very interesting, I would say. So what was I saying? Did we talk about, yeah, we talked about Saturn and Pluto being in that 10th and you going through those changes and things of that nature. So that explains a lot too with those eclipses that are in Cancer and Capricorn. So you guys may have gone through some big relationship changes, some big family changes, changes of house and home, or who's in your house and home, changes with your career, changing jobs, even changing locations, possible moves of jobs, moves of home, people moving in and out of the home, different changes to the dynamic of your family, your household, your children. You may have been going through issues with the mother, which I just brought up. We're talking about that moon. I mean, talking about the things that are going on, in, not the moon, but the things that are going on up in the 9th house. And actually, it will be that new moon at Sagittarius up there. So bringing up that mother again. So you want to pay attention to those areas and what's going on in those areas. And I think I shuffled enough. And just from the few cards that I've seen flip over, I think, for Aries, I see good things coming. You know what I mean? That's what I'm seeing. You're going to get a lot of clarity. Things are going to clear up for you guys. You're going to be able to make way through some of the haze and the fog, especially with, let me make sure Neptune is direct up in Pisces, because that would be your 12th house. Let's see. Where do I want to be? I want to be here. No, Neptune is still retrograde in Pisces. Let me see when Neptune comes out of retrograde. Let's see, one sec. Mercury is going to come out of retrograde actually on the 27th. So again, like I said, these tarot readings and videos never cease to amaze me. Everything always comes together, unexpectedly and unplanned, but we always know it works. So that's going to be on the 27th of November, I believe. Let me just verify. I like to check because I've got my ephemeris, but it's somewhere and I don't want to have to pause, get up, and go look for it. So I'm just going to check it on my phone instead of getting the ephemeris really quick. What are we talking about? Neptune retrograde? Grade 2019 date. I should have had this prepared for you guys, but it's always some shit going on. Yeah, it's in retrograde from June. It was in retrograde from June the 21st to November the 27th. So to get some clarity up in there in your inner thoughts, the ways that you may have stopped your own progression and success in the last few years, or your own moving ahead in the last few years, you get some clarity once Neptune does go direct up in your 12th house, and it'll help you. So if you've had trouble sleeping, maybe some bad dreams or things just haven't felt all the way right in your inner world, even sickness, ailments, something that could have had you affected your health or had you in a hospital or something like that, even legal troubles, I think you'll be getting some clarity, and you'll see full cycles moving ahead from here going forward as we go into the new year. And I'll come back because I want to talk about 2020 specifically for each sign. So just tune in for that reading towards mid to end December. And like I said, Aries, let's see what's going on with you. Yeah, so things coming into fruition. Like I just said, things that you set in motion, things that you've been through, things that have been happening for you, coming into play now. So you're just trying to see what's going on because you're tired of your cup being empty. Pisces, Aries. You may have feel like you aren't getting your just dues, or you haven't had some sort of emotional fulfillment, or maybe something that you did in the past wasn't emotionally fulfilling, but now you want your cups full, and you want, you've set your sights on something, or there's something's out there that's got your interest, because you go from having, something that you thought was a new beginning, something that you thought was going well, maybe some of these changes and transitions that you've been through that we talked about with your partnership or your work, had you stressed out at first. Maybe it didn't have you in a good emotional place, and you're coming out of being in a negative emotional space. So things going a little bit better for you, and you realize that some of the things come into fruition that have been some of your dreams, and some of the things that you really have wanted to do. Some of your wishes and things coming true in a more positive aspect, on a more positive note. So even though you may not have gotten that new start, or something may have had you emotionally upside down, you've been through some emotional changes because of what you've been through in the past, because of things that have already been set in motion that you can't go back and change. You just have to see how they have played out. When you think you don't have enough, you turn around and you do have an abundance, Aries, because you're making things happen for yourself, and being blessed because you went in and you did the inner work, and you took that time apart, and you took that time alone. And maybe at one point you really wanted to be alone. You just didn't want to be involved in whatever relationship that you may have been involved in. So maybe that was some sort of, if it's about relationships or if it's about jobs, there may have been, first, if it's about a job, there may have been some sort of competition on a job, or you may not have gotten chosen for something, or there may have been a third party standing in your way. Someone standing in your way from you being able to complete or get something completed, or get to a stage that you wanted to get to. So you had to separate yourself from that. And it may have been painful, especially if this was relationships. So maybe this caused you to leave a job that you didn't want to leave in a relationship. Maybe it caused you to split from a partner, split from a relationship. And Aries, you could have been dealing with Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces, or Virgo. That could be possible. That could be possible. This card is giving me your energy, and it's the energy of the three. So something that you waiting on something, and that's a lot of what I talked about, trying to clear up something, and trying to see something clearly, waiting to be able to see something clearly, see a result, see an outcome, see the next step in something. You know what I mean? See something clearly. So you had to take the time and the space to see something clearly. You had to learn more about it. You had to become um, you had to understand something from another perspective. So maybe the way you looked at a relationship, maybe the way you looked at a certain job, maybe something was withheld from you, or there had to be a separation, or you were doing something alone. Is what it could have been, Aries, and that could also be the single Aries, the single Aries, because you may not be wanting to fuss and fight and have certain confrontations. Aries, you may be going through a time where you're like, no drama, no drama. I'm not going to feed into this drama. And maybe somebody that you thought that would maybe save the relationship, or come and talk to you, or maybe come and meet with you, some communication that you thought would be coming in. And if that was even a three-party situation, because you could have been the one having three parties or something like that. Maybe you thought somebody was going to come in and save you, or you were because you were tired of being lonely, or you didn't really want to make this move to break away from something that you really, really wanted, something that you really had your hopes set on. And maybe that communication didn't come, and you felt as though your hands were tied in whatever situation. And I'm feeling, Aries, like you had to make a move. You had to take action. You had to do something. But then we get the Magician in the reverse. So I just said, I felt like you had to make a move. You had to take some action, but you may have been finding problems and having trouble taking that action. And Aries, maybe this is also not getting none, being lonely, not getting none. Like sex, it could have something to do with sex or something like that. Feeling rejected or something. Like your hands are just tied in the situation and you can't move. And I was saying, Aries, I feel like, you need to make a move. You need to do something, and you do, but you feel stuck. You feel disabled. You do not have the power to make it happen. Maybe there's somebody that you was waiting to make a choice, and a choice had to be made, and everybody loses from this. You get what I'm saying? And you really had to move on, and found yourself possibly single if it was about relationships, because I see a lot about waiting. You could have also been dealing with Sagittarius. I see a lot about waiting, not being able to move, taking your time, having to wait something out. And maybe that's where the clarity, and I'm just going on and on, drawing cards and cards. Let me be done with that deck. Let's get another deck over here. So, I was talking about waiting for some clarity and trying to get things straight because maybe you didn't know which way to move. And maybe that's going on, but I feel like you need to make a move, or somebody made a move. And if they made a move, maybe they've struggled with that. You know what I mean? They struggled with that. They felt tied and bound up. Something was difficult. Something was difficult. But if you're looking to threes, and this could even be if you're looking to roommates, if you're looking to do something in threes, if you're waiting for somebody to do something with you, that's not happening in this immediate moment, Aries. You got to make it happen yourself. You have to make it happen yourself. And there could have been some travel plans and maybe you had to change them. Maybe you didn't go, or an experience was not good if you did travel somewhere. And like I said, this is maybe cuts on the job, not getting praises from certain bosses, or you could have been out because of going through physical things. I said something about sex, and something could have been going on with sex. I was seeing, I don't know, I was seeing something about impotency, not being able to get it up, not being able to be satisfied sexually. And this also could be the body. Maybe you guys have been disabled out of it. Maybe there's some Aries out there that have gotten into car accidents, and maybe you had to take some time off from the job. Maybe you were tied up or out of commission. Because like I said, I'm seeing a lot about out of commission. Maybe you were out of commission, not able to go anywhere, not even able to travel, not being able to do what you need to do because you were hurt, you were injured, you were not feeling well. You were not feeling well. But with what's on your sixth house, Aries? So your sixth house would be Virgo, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, because Leo's gonna be your fifth. So your sixth house is gonna be Virgo in that health sector. Across from Virgo, what's opposing Virgo is that Pisces, and is that Neptune that has been retrograde since June. And I think I talked about that in the beginning of the video, certain health issues that you might have been going through. And that would have a lot to do with it. That retrograde Neptune up in Pisces, which is the 12th house, which is opposite the 6th house of health, which for you is going to be Virgo. And even career, which you do on a Monday basis, mundane, everyday basis. And that's why I was saying you may be having, if you're having changes in your career, if something is happening with the job, or you're finding about layoffs, or maybe getting terminated from job or leaving a job, something much better is going to come. Because see, you've got that opposition from Neptune retrograde up in the 12th in Virgo, which is your health sector. We just had to plan this move through Virgo a few months ago, when the sun was in Virgo. So Venus came through Virgo, Mars came through Virgo, Mercury came through Virgo. So a lot of things were coming through your health and your career. So you, in the past months, you may be to the tail of this now, where you're just taking a rest because you feel out of it. So now you're in a period where you're really taking a rest. You're sitting down. You're sitting down. And I don't know why, I I look at the Magician card a lot of times as, sometimes I see it as Virgo sometimes, but most of the time I see it as Aries. I don't know why. And I don't even recall. I'm sure I've read it in text many times what card the Magician really is, but I never recall. I never recall who, because I think it according to who you're asking, a lot of different people have different zodiac signs they attribute to the magician, or it could vary per astrologer or tarot card reader. But you hadn't been able to move. You've had to wait. You've had to be still, Aries, which is not like you, because you're used to moving. You're used to doing things, taking action. You get an idea, you get thoughts, you put them out there. You're not trying to sit around and wait. So whatever you're going through in a career or relationship had you out of it, or with your own personal health or your own personal body had you out of it. And like I said, with that Neptune opposing Virgo and the planets that had came through Virgo, along with its ruler Mercury being in retrograde for a few weeks now, and the retrogrades has gone through since June, since Neptune being in retrograde in Pisces. Then you have Pluto and Saturn up in your 10th house, so of Capricorn. I mean, so you're going through changes on every level, really. You know what I'm saying? You're going through changes on every level, with how people see you, even how they may see your outside body, because of different changes that you're going through, and your career progression and changes. And I'm sure there are big changes that have been happening there with Pluto and Saturn. So not just small things. I mean, literally changing jobs, literally doing something completely different, maybe getting another job in another state, another country, because of the things that we talked about that are going on in Sagittarius in the ninth house. New moons coming up, and Venus conjunct Jupiter. So a lot of auspicious energy there for you, Aries, to take advantage of. And let's go ahead and close out this reading. And I would love to get all of the signs done really quickly. It's not the videos that take forever, because it doesn't take long. It doesn't take much to record videos. It's the damn editing. So I may put the planetary positions in the charts up there. You may have seen those in the beginning of the video if I get a chance to do it, so you guys can get a better visual of what I am talking about. But if not, you just kind of rewind this back and follow the astrology. But let's close out this reading. And make sure you visit my store, earthskystar.com. Shop there. Thank you very much for all of your spiritual and tarot and all of those kind of needs, counseling and all that kind of stuff. To book that stuff, go there. And let me just get some final energy just to help you out as we get through the end of November and December. And again, I want to wish your sister sign Sagittarius his happy birthday, and all the Scorpios who are in these last degrees of Scorpio, happy birthday. I've been digging the Scorpio month. It's been very introspective. October and November, the end of October as we get into November, very introspective months for me. And again, fighting, going through those changes. We've got the Five of Springs, opposing goals arising from different opinions, feeling at odds with yourself and others, overly ambitious people. So you got these where you've had to chill out and kind of not be able to be as outgoing as you maybe usually are. You've got these overly ambitious people who you don't agree with their ideas and kind of what they're doing, Aries. So you're just trying to get a peace of mind. Like I said, you don't want to be fighting and arguing and at odds with people. So you're going to start to work some of that stuff out as we go into December. And the fives, yeah, just like a Five of Cups. There are breakups. Somebody feels left out in the cold, or you left somebody out in the cold, or you're breaking away from an association or organization. You're breaking away from certain commitments and things of that nature. You got the Five of Cups that came out, and this is the Five of Spring, and Five of Summer, and it says, trust that there's a reason for everything that happens. Remove yourself from the negative emotions of others, focusing on that which frightens or worries you. What did I talk about? Like I tell you guys, I don't plan this shit out. I talked about maybe having certain fears or bad dreams or things happening up in that 12th house with Neptune in retrograde. And you're going to start to get some clarity from that, because I feel like at this particular time, Aries, you've been going through a lot of changes. You've been going through a lot of changes. There's 2 5s, which makes a 10, which talks about moving on to a new cycle, getting out of this, but getting out of it through patience and deep thought and wisdom and wisdom. Then you'll be able to get back to that happiness and get the wish that you may feel like you didn't get or that didn't come true. And actually you ended up on the opposite end of where you thought that you would be, because you are going to get that new beginning again, because here we have the Ace of Cups, and we had the Ace of Cups in reverse. But like I said, as you get into December and things, some of these planets come out of retrograde and you see things more clearly and more information is presented to you with Mercury direct now, so that you can see the situation clearly. So job news coming in, clearing up things with relationship partners. We talked about the moon being in Libra. If you catch this weekend, this is a good time to clear up things in your relationship, but you're going to get that chance again, because the Ace of Cups is going to set itself right. Because I don't even read this deck in reverse, so there's the chances of the card coming out and it being upright again, setting itself right, telling you that things are going to get clear, things are going to get better. You're going to get a bigger, better opportunity than whatever it was you thought you had, whether that be career or relationship. You know it's meant to be for it to come out. So because it wanted to straighten itself out. And it says, open your heart to love, the beginning of a new intimate relationship or the rebirth of a current one, the awakening of psychic abilities or spiritual epiphanies, the awakening. Neptune's going direct in your 12th house, the house of spirituality, the house of all those kind of things. So, and intuition and psychicness and all that kind of stuff, and new relationships after going through turmoil, going through trouble. You're getting a new relationship, you're getting an understanding, you're getting a new job, and you're getting some clarity in old relationships and areas of your life as well. So let's draw you one more, Aries, because I'm thirsty. My voice is raspy, and it's been 30 minutes, and I don't know why I didn't bring over any water over here. So let's get you one more, Aries, and just see. Give me some energy for Aries at the end of November and December. And it comes right out, and it is the Six of Pentacles. Giving and receiving more fairly. Getting your just dues. Getting your just dues, Aries. You're going to get what's due. You're going to get yours. Just like me coming out with this video right on time for Aries towards the end of the year. See, I don't have a lot of Aries in my life, so if I start at a particular sign, it's usually this because it's your birthday, or maybe I know certain people and I've been discussing things and they want to know what's going on, so I'll start my video at a particular sign. I don't really go Aries through Pisces. So Aries, you're getting what you want, starting with this video, bam, here you go, right before the end of the year. But getting your just dues, getting your fairness, and getting some money and some things being handled to you because you took care of your situations and you got some clarity in your situations. And it says, the good you do comes back to you, an unexpected inflow of money, borrowing wisely or repaying debt, and straightening out those debts that we talked about on that axis of the 2nd and the 8th house for you, which was Taurus and Scorpio, with the things that are going on in Scorpio, and then Uranus being in Taurus. So straightening out some debts, getting some good news. You may totally, with Uranus in Taurus in that 2nd house, you may totally get some news or some unexpected money, or a windfall or something like that. So, if you are an Aries who is inclined to play the lottery, I would say that probably wouldn't be a bad thing to do, to take your chances. I mean, Uranus is the planet of the unexpected. It's like light years into the future. Maybe you will find you some luck in gambling this month, Aries. That could even be the case. But let me just see if Uranus is retrograde, though. You probably wouldn't want to retrograde on when you probably wouldn't want to gamble when Uranus is retrograde. Maybe anything you give out is going to be taken back. I don't know. But Uranus is retrograde in Taurus, so be careful of that. Keep that in mind. Do your own research to see if gambling set up for you, or if it's a good time for you guys to go out there and try some gambling. Let me see. Let me see when Uranus goes direct, guys. Uranus 2019 retrograde dates. Let's see. Oh, it's going to be retrograde until January. It went retrograde in August, and it's going to be retrograde until January the 10th. So wait, visit back for your January reading to see, what's happening. If it's maybe all the other planets are aligned and it's a good time for you to try your hand then. But I probably would. If it was at Aries, I probably would get me a lottery ticket here and there. Just try something that's not going to break your pockets, not overly gambling, not talking about going and getting addicted at the casino or anything like that, of course. So, Aries, it's been a pleasure to do your reading for you today. I hope you hear something here that can help you. Like I said, I felt good things coming for Aries when I was shuffling. A lot of the cards that turned over were a lot of good cards. King of Cups. What else? I think that Ace of Cups did show itself upright a few times when I was shuffling at first. So all you got to do is hold on, Aries, and be patient. Maybe that's the thing, Aries, is be patient because things will be clear soon enough. So much love coming up on your solar return, Aries. So think about the things that you want and the things that you want to manifest in this coming 2020, because your birthdays will be 3 to 4 months into the year. So you're coming up, you're at the end of your solar return cycle from 2019. So we're coming down to the last few months, 5 months before we get, so you're about halfway past. I won't say you're at the very end, but about a month or so more than halfway past your 6 month solar return. So 6 month marking point of your last solar return. So as you prepare for your birthday and for a new year, Aries, manifest. You're going to see things clearly, and you're really going to have an opportunity to get what you want and have those wishes and dreams fulfilled. And as I shuffle, this falls out, and I just said you're going to get opportunity. Those opportunities are going to come true. So that's why I like being on camera and not just talking, because you guys see what happens with the cards, the little quirks that happen, the things that come out, because it's all energy. And energy does synchronize and sync up, and like energy finds like energy. So Aries, wish you the best. Love you guys. Thank you for watching Madam X Frequency World Radio, and I'm out.